Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are in 2024, so first things first, Happy New Year to all of you. Hope that everything you wish for comes through all the way by God's grace. Now, when January comes around, as a gardener, the first thing is on top of our brain is seed starting. Now, I didn't get my seeds yet. I am in the process of ordering seeds and grabbing some from the big box stores. I didn't place a full order through vendors that I normally order. I just decided to go to the big box stores because I thought it would be faster and easier for me to just grab my seeds through them. It's been a busy January already. So if you're that person that does seed starting in January or February, now is a good time to go and get your seeds, because by the time you are ready to start sowing seeds or prepping or do whatever you do and you're looking for seeds, most of it may be gone. Okay, so late December, or I'll just say December and January is good times to get your seeds. Now, sometimes in January, if you live in an area that you have a lot of gardeners, sometimes January is way too late to get your seeds. So since we're in January, here's your reminder. If you didn't get your seeds yet, it's a good time to go get it now. Because I went into Lowe's and I went into Home Depot and I got a lot of seeds. And they have a lot in stock right now. So again, it's a really good time to go get your seeds. Okay, with that said, let's talk about zones for a minute. My zone, when I Google my zone, I am living in zone Waldorf, Maryland, zone 7AB. Now I've seen on the internet, I've seen other channels and stuff with the zones changes. So when I Google my zone, it says instead of zone 7AB, it just says zone 7B. So I don't know if that's the changes they made or if I'm an 8, I'm not sure. But if you find out any information about the whole zone map, just let me know, please, because I am the Google girl. I love Google. And so, because Google is where we find everything. We find out of a lot of information on Google. And so when I do my research on that, I'm still in a zone 7B instead of zone 7AB. So again, if you find any information, just put it in the description below for me, so at least I have some knowledge of what's going on. In the meantime, I am still gonna go ahead and act as though I'm in a zone 7AB and do my seed starting and germination as normal, because I don't know whether I'm a 7, I'm an 8, what the deal is. So I'm still gonna go ahead and use the zones that I've normally used, which is A, B, or B, and do my seed starting in the end of January. If you hear otherwise, again, please let me know in the description below. Now this year, I want to do things a little different than I've done previous years, especially when it comes to my vegetable garden. Now this year, I plan to plant more edible versus flowers. I'm still gonna look at my flower garden. I'm still gonna plant in my flower garden because I want my garden to look beautiful, but my main focus is gonna be on my vegetable garden. This year, with the planting season, I was able to harvest a lot of things, freeze a lot of things. I didn't can anything, but I was able to like dry herbs, freeze vegetables, and believe it or not, that whenever I freeze vegetables that I harvest, it lasts me throughout the year because I'm putting it in freezers and Ziploc bags and freezers, and I just freeze it. Once I harvest and bring it in here and cut it up and freeze it, when I open that bag, it's just as though I went outside and harvest my stuff. So I plan to do a lot more of that this year. I want to see if I can do some canning. I'm not 100% sure on it because if you don't can things properly, you can poison yourself. So I'm not sure about the canning yet. I would love to give it a try this year, but I have to be able to get the harvest that I want in order to can anything, like tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that. Anyway, again, I want to do things a little different this year. Now, in the past, I have never had like a basic, well, not basic, but plans for gardening. When I say plans, this is what I mean. Like, I never had a calendar. I don't work with calendars. I never had like any sort of schedule, anything draft out as to what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna put this. I basically do things on a whim. Everything is locked into my brain. What I'm gonna do, what's gonna be next, any projects, any gardening, any cleanup, any spraying. I do everything on a whim, like it's in my brain. And so half of the time, I forget about stuff. I might say, okay, on Wednesday, I'm gonna do some weed cleanup. And by the time Wednesday roll around, I'm focused on something else. I forgot about weeding because throughout the week I might be pulling weeds here and there, but I forget totally that I need to weed. So that's why I say I do things on a whim, like it pops in my head, like, and I'm like, oh, I got to do that this weekend. Oh, I got to plant this. Oops. And this here needs to be done. Oh, and we should work on this project. That's how I do things. So this year I would like to be totally different. I want to use a calendar. I want to schedule how I'm going to do things. It doesn't have to be everything, but most of what I'm going to be doing, I want to put it on in a schedule or put it on a calendar. So I'm doing a little bit more planning than I did last year, okay, or the previous years, okay. Another thing is, whenever I'm planting in my vegetable garden bed, I tend to cram a lot of stuff in there. Like, I grow a lot of stuff, so I tend to put, all these different things that I'm using a lot of. I tend to cram it in all these different beds, so you're not getting a lot of it. You're getting a good portion, but not too much. The production is not as great as I want it to be, and that's because I'm cramming a whole lot of stuff in the beds, so it's not getting the space that it needs to produce properly, like to spread. So I need to have a balance. It makes my my harvesting a little harder when I cram stuff in the bed like that. Think about it. If you got zucchini, pumpkin, tomatoes, collard greens, all that, jumped into one bed in little sections, and some in the middle, some in the end, and then you put in peppers and all this stuff, it kind of makes it a little bit difficult to harvest because you're jumping in between. So even my husband noticed that I was cramming too much stuff in one bed. So I got a few more like aluminum beds that I could kind of spread out a little bit more, because I really do think, although he noticed it, I really do think to myself that I'm cramming too much stuff in one space and expecting a whole lot from it. So again, like, I want to have a little bit more structure. I want to give things space to grow and have that structure, so that when I walk into the garden, whenever I'm harvesting or whenever I'm cleaning up or watering, or, well, there's irrigation in the beds, but whatever it is that I'm doing, like, I can really see what I'm doing, because everything is not so jumbled together. You know what I mean? So I also want to use some of my flower garden space, like little sections that is open that have nothing planted in there. I want to use that to see if I can put like a little bit of food in there, maybe herbs, or in spaces that have really good sunlight, maybe some herbs. Maybe I could put things that in places that could deal with the temperature at the time, whether it's in shade or it's in full sun, something like that. I really and truly should have named my channel The Impatient Gardener, or or gardening on a whim, because that's what I do. I garden on a whim, you know, and I'm very impatient when I'm waiting for stuff to come up, you know. So I truly want to do things a little different, you know. I talk about having a schedule, or a calendar, or a journal, something like that when you're gardening. I mentioned that earlier, and some of those things maybe on a calendar. Even if I'm just writing in a book, write down what the things that I do so I remember that I did it, or write down the things that I want to do and put a date on it, a day and a date, so I know that I'm gonna get it done on that day or on that date, you know, things like that. I really want to hold myself accountable to have a little bit more structure in my garden. Again, whether it's vegetable, or whether it's my vegetable garden or my flower garden, I want to hold myself accountable and have a bit more structure, because I think that I could hold it all up here, but I really can't. I really can't. At least now I know that I can't, because you're getting older. I'm getting older. And as I get older, there's some things I'm not remembering. So I'm gonna really have to start writing stuff down. And that's gonna start in January, in this month, as soon as I'm about to start my seed starting, or maybe before I do my seed starting, I can schedule a day and date for myself, so that I can get the seed starting done on time. Because trust and believe, if I don't hold myself accountable, if I don't set a day and date, I keep messing it up. But if I don't do that for myself, I'm going to be starting seeds in February, because I'm going to make an excuse to myself that I didn't have everything organized. I didn't have everything put together, and I needed to do this at this time. So I have to hold myself accountable. And maybe you guys should hold me accountable too, like to do stuff on time, you know. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm excited to get started. Spring, before you know it, is going to be just around the corner. I can't wait to get all my seeds put together. I really can't. I'm still grabbing seeds, because there's some seeds that I'm looking for that I haven't gotten yet, and I want to make sure I have at least 95% of my seeds. And I am going to show you guys all the seeds that I bought. I'm going to show you what I'm planting, what I plan to do. We're going to go through all that when I get my seeds together, because I am truly excited for that part. I also got to do some stuff with my house plants. So I guess we'll be doing that pretty soon, because I need to put a little bit of time into my house plants to take care of a few things. So we got more videos coming up. You're probably gonna get 1 or 2 videos a week until we really start doing our seeds and being able to start planting in the garden, stuff like that. Because I know for me, because it's still cold. Remember, we're in the height of winter right now, so it's very cold outside still. And again, if you watch my videos before today, I do not like the cold. So there's no way I'm going out there and stand out there and talk about any plant. I may give you guys a tour. I have to go out there pretty soon to start spraying my fruit trees, and because my plan is to work on my fruit trees this year, because I've been getting a lot of insects on my fruit trees that is depleting them before they even get a lot of fruits on them. So that is something I want to work on. Well, and I don't want to take away from the topic at hand, but that's just to let you guys know that, you know, more videos are going to come. It's just we're dealing with the cold right now. So as time goes on, we'll be making a lot more videos. Okay. Anyway, I am so happy to be talking to you guys. I'm so excited to start back with the whole gardening process. And if you guys are too, just give me a thumbs up, you know, so I know that you're excited to get into this journey with me. Hold me accountable. I'm going to hold myself accountable. Let's do this, okay? Hope you guys get a chance to do something amazing, something beautiful, and I will catch you all in my next video. Happy New Year!